Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Scribes and Men, where I am on a journey to reach 10,000 poems by November 2026 that I will have written. And we are on volume 9. And if you think that the breadth of my abilities, that the extent of what I can do in poetry was only a little bittle, I am about to lay down the gauntlet. This, volume 9, at the time when I wrote it, is me flexing every single poetry form I knew at the time, which is 14, by the way. There is going to be 14 different poetry styles in this volume, starting with the sonnet. To you, my lady fair and scarlet red, in a silken dress on her silken thigh, unto many a man who's tried to wed, a coy smile as you would test their lie, a gaze betwixt their shameful face a flush, into a palm of your hand as they squirm, with her seductive hand making them blush. How cloudy their minds with her holding firm, oh how shameless a fear to try and embrace, as you circle and tease with mirthful flair. Now like a wisp of air a ghostly chase, with her honeyed lip for now none to share. Beware the poisoned flowers that long to kiss, which pull you in with her deceitful bliss. Between the word among the forgotten billow, whispers through trees unto the willow, secrets kept yet none yet to hear or keep, among forgotten willows, among us forgotten sheep. Tempest flows through all, though all things must die, where coffins lower and the banshees cry. What need have we of such mournful solace? What need have I for my mournful solace? Laugh then, and so you must follow the path of those in vile lust. Seek you the pleasure as it may come, to drown in sorrow with a bottle of rum. Are we but men laced in flesh and bone, fools to be he who claim they need not atone of our sin and wretched soul, to avoid the wrath when angels tip the bowl? Are you pleased at rest when so work worn, to battle stress with emotions torn, trying to find a moment of quiet respite, for another day you come and need fight? You speak sweet words with no actions to show, to justify self-righteously how all should go. You mock and snide, believing you know best, yet into yourself you refuse to look or invest. What methods more for our kings to make, for the oaths they swore for the land to take? What have we done to elevate higher, instead of feeding into the king's desire? Faceless men with smiles on, past midnight sky and morning dawn, they stare at all things with an empty face, to find a way and time to replace. Will you look unto the day, the pure, hide for yourself both choice and cure? Oh, what things must greed let in, that corrupts the heart with a brand of sin? Here's a C. Joe. Wind in the willow tree embracing green meadow fields, beside crystal waters that kiss the edge of twilight skies. How nostalgic a place to rest my head on a lover's thigh. Rising harvest moon, murder of crows on a wire, omens, prophecy. Upon an autumn night of the midnight parade, when the rains came down, Coppa stared inside to taunt for a match against the shore. Save me from the heat of day, O blissful night. Cool the air upon my sun-beaten skin, O night. As the leopard stalks among its graceful might, embrace me with such grace and power, dear night. Bring upon a guide by your shining light, under the stars and sign within the vast night. Grant unto my step a rose for love and a sword to fight, as I stretch out my hand towards you, my knight. Samuel, is there love for you at first sight when you gaze upon and feel the kiss of night? Honestly, putting my own name in here feels really weird, and then reciting it out loud feels really weird. I much prefer putting in of Scribes of Men. I don't know, just it feels it fits the theme for me a little bit more. But yes, you are technically also like your title or your name, what you go by is what is supposed to go there. But it feels weird saying my name, you know. Captives in secret plot to escape, causing a sudden distraction. Audio tape. Clear sight of freedom. They run, caught in the sight. Gun. Will you bleed, or will you concede to apologize for your misdeed, biting the hand that did feed, going death when we would go plead? Blame not the consequences of your own greed, when our cries and voices you would not heed. What madness then in your belief think you would succeed? And then we got a ballad for you guys. A moment for a mind to breathe. Nights in the Holy Land. Enemies die, enemies seethe, as Templars ride the sand. Under the banner of the Pope and King, their taste of blood and war, and all the slaves and captives to bring, cries of the oath they swore, the Templars take the sand. Towards the land of waste and greed, rage between the children's eye, watching their family die and bleed under the desert sky, proud Templars guard on sand. Lessons never learned at war's end, called by men in power, under the lies to save and defend, many hide and cower, fierce Templars fight on sand. Caught in cycles year after year, children to men of hate, for a holy war you held dear, many fall to their fate, lost Templars stain the sand. There once were poets who would swear no man was mad to ever dare, but little did they know the mad poet would show 14 styles with a flair. That would be a limerick. To cease and desist, they said, tormenting thoughts all inside every day. To cease and desist, they say, tormenting thoughts all inside every day. Time taunting their skills, now wait, they say they can procrastinate. Feel your breath and chill, go not into winter night, forever now lost. Many things that one could feel, all to ponder what can be real. When they stare it face to face, wondering now where is their place. You will see no comfort here to dare to compare you. You will see no comfort here to dare to compare you will but fear. Everyone has their own road to take, and if there is not, there's a new path to make. Cloud gazing upon a cerulean sky, upon the grass in which they lie. A moment of joy between the two, with all things that they set to do. Seasons of a cherry blossom, sifting from pink to green, from blooming to falling, through early April into May. Oh, how I long to see such sights upon their native land. 2 Shijos back to back for you guys. Or Shijos. Shijos? The Koreans who come across this can correct me when, if I'm saying the term Shijo properly. Twin mountains fair with snow-glazed tips of beauty and spring, nestled between their valley path and narrow squeeze unseen. My dawn of spring when she will bring my face in valley fair. Call out to the mirror, but you are no maiden fair, to taunt the men with a kiss and dare, inspiring many with a shot to be bold, only to pleasure what their hand will go hold. That was a taunt poem that I did. Let all of them taste and see the pen on which to write, of all things formed and stories told, for which to set our sight. Whatever more could ever be, the power of a pen in a proper hand in glee. From the flowing ink to the blood we bleed, the words held dear, the art made clear, all born from a single seed. Through the pen its simple might to make that makes fools and kings to war among and fight. Yet a proper pen I demand must flow and glide. Okay, so this is an ode. This is an ode to a pen. Yet a proper pen I demand must flow and glide, for a proper pen must never end when ink has gone and dried. The flow we must then replace, and continue then with the fountain pen along its paper chase. What will they know if we never show the word and art we bring? Tales to start, tales to part, and tales which people sing. Forever written by page and pen, to which I cry out to God, a thank you and amen. Yeah, so yeah, this would be an ode to the pen. Why do we believe we know the dawn of tech for us to show? What then of the hidden past and all the things they would have cast? A toast to the age as we raise our glass to enjoy the food the gardens pass, going for our health to be with all the fruit that we will come to see. Tempests flow at inner rage, hitting the bars of its cage, and then refreshments come anew as your stomach goes to pursue. The samurai's house, outstretched against the hidden shore, honors solitude. Forgotten cabin from the wood, where none have gone and none have stood, sing a song of a lonely ghost to draw in family it wants the most. Foreboding waits for the men with spots who made their deal and cast their lots, for a handshake and the art of deals, for the sake of the souls he steals. What things in life bring you joy, from nostalgic hits to child's toy, or maybe it's sports to watch and play, to sit around for nothing days. The Sandman comes for the bratty runt, to put to sleep despite his stunt. Only the insane can beat the dreams that come, and drown the voices into their rum. Another body taunt limerick that I've placed. There was a lady in cleavage and blouse who screamed at nothing, not even a mouse, when she'd hit send online to the men who were but swine, went and tried to make her their spouse. The mountain mists and covered fog upon a morning drive, through winding roads traveling beside rocks and forest trees, in my way upon dawning day, a moment of serenity. In the farmer's field to the harvest vegetables grown, for the children born who go in the fields to play, as laughter brightens his heart. Wind in the willow, it blows where the wild thing goes, wistful in fairy tales, the prince, who debates with dragons, convince. And then we've got ourselves another villanelle. Oh, the stillness of the lover's heart, you proclaimed your love and braced with fear, as breath did stop yet time did start. They say Cupid smiled as he played his part, the words ran back like a song to ear. Oh, the stillness of the lover's heart. To come together and not depart, when you held them close and held them dear, as breath did stop yet time did start. Forevermore a love like the painter's art, with every breath as they drew near. Oh, the stillness of the lover's heart. True love of ages now impart towards the one whom they did endear, as breath did stop, yet time did start. For nothing now could break apart, as they made their claim and made it clear. Oh, the stillness of the lover's heart, as breath did stop, yet time did start. I came to you in stories you did not read, in all the warnings you wouldn't heed, wore the mask through many friends, towards a deeper lesson science sends. I tried to find a way for you to hear, but stubbornness made you deaf to ear. I extended grace and gave my hand, yet nothing ever went as ever planned. I called to you, but you watched the void, drifting aimless of a life deployed. So I wore the interest of what you'd see, with subtle lessons straight from me. Faith came in wearing many disguises, giving out its many prizes, and when you finally chose to hear, I drew you close and held you dear. And then we got a found poem for you guys. I exploit my opportunities, alone at the edge of the universe humming a tune. I've been sleeping in a cardboard box. I don't like confrontation, but I'm staring at the sun. I'm high and drunk on ego, can't see straight, counting the lights on empty souls. Look who's digging their own grave. The doors are all locked down. Years ago when I was younger, to search for my long ago forgotten friends, with time in my pocket to pass by the day, I learned to roll and tumble with the punches. My feet knew the path, raised from my youth to be among the best, all dressed up for a hit and run. Disappointment takes us by surprise. Surrounded by ghosts in the cloud of smoke, my diagnosis is one I've imposed on myself. Every night, again, dancing with the moonlight. This ain't no happy ending. If you can, find all of the songs that match this, each of these lines, I will be very impressed. You made it up to the top, yet nothing was made clear, until they then made you stop and introduced you to your fear. Did a pill of regret ever taste so sweet, alone on the floor as it takes a seat, but with the bitter determination of future's call, entrapment breaks down when you escape its thrall. Do you really love so little to allow your heart be so brittle? It is never too late to let go of all your hate. A fired gun never meant to stun as they began to run, all for a moment of fun. Clowns were we when we wished to age, wanting to be trapped in an unseen cage, out of a time when we were free to live a simpler life in glee. Cry not with a moment of pause while life sets up for the applause. Will you leave before the next part of what could be when it would start? Joy of the mad at the edge of the mind, avoiding the normalcy of the daily grind. But of the mad and normal, who are we in the path we stand and will forever be? The sky echoes down as thunder rumbles in, a storm of the heart. I feel the weight of the words put on pages, feel the artist's minds through the ages, solidifying and then forever known, provided their safety from destruction's throne. To all the aimless and the lost, I promise a thing you've never seen or crossed, all presented within a sphere of dreams so fabulous and clear. Lacking talent, need a dream to gain, within the palm of your hands all to attain. All to do to try your luck and win the bet, placed by the price of your fellow men set. Lawyers, doctors, and stars all things to become, no other place to achieve them from. So will you lay everything bare, place a bid, take the chance and dare? Perhaps to become successful is not in your sight. Well, that too is quite all right. For a chance to escape reality is another offer. All you need to do is win and place coin in the coffer. Time is a thief that slips on by. No need to ask, we always know why. Yet eternity is moments at hand, wherever steps forever onto new land. Why is immortality the thing that you fear? Is it because people die, people who are dear? Yeah, what if they all live too? Would immortality then be bad for you? They say there comes at the witching hour of dark rituals that grow their power, and maybe part is true when they don't know what the full cost is too. Persuasion comes in multiple ways with honeyed words and manipulative plays. Some may be true, others a lie, but what matters most is the words you will buy. Money is a thing that many need, a thing they won't admit will satisfy their greed, as merely a tool that will amplify the heart when they play the game and become the part. Fools may laugh and mock towards others as they talk. They will not try for a better way, as swine in the muck who stay all day. All information at hand, yet not willing to learn, wasting away at the time they go burn. But the wise know the time silence makes, and all things it quickly takes. So much history all but gone, yet we claim we know what came each dawn. What hubris is it to try and claim that only now knowledge rose to fame? Thoughts late at night, I must admit, can for once think and sit of many things great and small, and where that leaves us one and all. If artists came to sing a song of my words that would belong, what a joy it would be to ask and talk to desired things for them to rock. You may think part of my work is but fluff of useless words and useless stuff, yet many gems all hide within, which I hide behind my grin. Oh, what schooling my lessons are my own, to test my work and have it shown, as you then may begin the test among your schools within the West. More than my circadian rhythm dislikes my work, some say it's a hazard, others a perk, yet as a night owl a part will cry, to wake in the morning with a tired sigh. All my best things happen at night when I'm not tired. It's like being guided by light. Yet when sleep comes, I wake in the morn. One is half dead and the other's torn. There are many deeds that men have done, gained the prize earned and prizes won. Yet my deeds are still at hand to cement a legacy across the land. A few more moments before the gates burst, where the greater things flow that quench your thirst. So, before that moment, a quick relief before once again sent back into disbelief. The things I do are not guided by mortal hand, such things like this so divine and grand, for it is by God who gives words to flow, and it directs it all where they should go. I enjoy sleep as I enjoy night, yet I love one more despite one's plight. That would be for the better of for my state, as I eat the dreams of night's plate. A lady wanted attention she craved from the men enthralled and enslaved, but there's something made ever clear, was the shallow praise of all who drew near. The skies above on a winter's frosty day, the air has frozen. Moon in midnight glow, and sky awakens the nocturnal. Owl hunts for its prey as the other goes into their slumber. Come now unto me to inspire my creativity. Another Shijo for you. What is flying if not falling up when gravity fails and releases its cup? There is no reason of fear to feel when dreams collide into something real. What methods of madness could there ever be to step on the edge of genius for others to see? For I am told by many the line is thin that draws them close to the mind and then within. Set fire to the grave, there's no place for you here. Of all things lost and all things once held dear, create a pyre and let it burn, as pain will soften while time does turn. Another found poem. Welcome to the show. I've got your picture on my wall. Hello, I don't start fights, but I'll handle you just fine. But at least we're having fun. So lately I can't decide, run or hide. I built a home and wait for someone to tear it down, and a bottle for you to show. People just liked it better that way. Why live in the shrubbery when you could have a throne? Show your face and finish what you started. This is shaping up to be the best day. The night's still good for a gram or two. The ruins of the day painted with a scar, the clouds drifted by with a smile. It's not easy having yourself a good time. Just be sure to watch your step at night. And other found poem, once again, if you can find what songs I used, very impressive, although it wouldn't be that hard, but it's still impressive that you decided to go and search for them. Laughter feeds the child at heart to come a little closer and not depart. Strange are the faces as yours grows younger, through the laugh of the stomach when it will hunger. A tale told from the book sold, some more priceless than gold, the tale from an author bold, the treasures in words that some forever hold, out in the open for all to behold, pleasure to read for the young and the old. Have you heard of the midnight city, hidden in sights to go see? If you haven't, what a pity, set your sights to be free. The market square, if you dare go, and all its magical things, yet there is something you should know, careful of what it sings. Now, mask in hand to depart onto the ballroom dance, towards the heights of glowing art, into a sudden trance. Many have heard of the disguise to the city of Fae, who came to claim and win a prize, to then go fade away. Yeah. Upon the frozen frost and trees, into the flowers of spring, the season's rest of winter before the blooming of trees. Oh, the transience! Oh, the transience of life and time and what nature brings. How far the depth of loneliness and desperation crave all the wrong attention, all in order to feel a semblance that you belong, so you parade yourself in ways that are wrong. Have you ever juggled grand mountains of dreams to reach across the stars, taken the drink of crystal fountains written down into future memoirs? It lays forgotten, covered in dust, courage that flared before anxious distrust. 1 year passed and then some more, still laying motionless, never sent out the door. Written words now fading away, memories creeping day by day. Perhaps if there had been no anxious heart, a letter could have led to a new start. To whom was it written? To whom would they care? Of a letter from a place abandoned, now laid bare. Passing from hand to put behind glass, mysteries of a museum now shown to a class. Now there it sits, never opened, never read. No one was curious to open to see what it said. To open it was a thing they would all fear, of a proof of a man who shouldn't be made clear. There were poems here before, poems here but now no more, of things that were once said, of words that have faded with the dead. Did you enjoy the show you put on, dressed in cloth and nylon, becoming the object of your own hate, never realizing your fallen state? Lacking nothing but remaining hollow, so the man behind the strings you follow. Blinders on the eyes so you can't see the hidden things you can never have or be. Huh. The name of the game is quality and speed. How far can one go with poetry they bleed? All in the premise of an epic quest, the skills of myself to fully contest. A meta poem. Relaxing days end as the summer goes passing, returning mundane. Once upon a time we were so free in all the things we try and be, before being put into life's chains, learning of anew and sudden pains. The rich waste their money, let them waste it on me, to break my shackles and to set me free. And oh, all the poetry I could then write of greater levels towards greater sight. There are many things to say to you who sees today, towards wisdom to impart I'll convey, the mighty who will betray. Were things simpler when people conquered the land as they did across ages past, yet here we are on false morality stand, whom claims such things that should never last. A sudden desire burning like raging fire as they tried to acquire the lands in which they'd conspire. Smoke and ash that fill the lung from the fires that burn and then stung, and so they raged in their wrath when they consumed all things in their path. Wind in the willow tree, calm as calm could be, beside the current of the sea, a time as serene as it could be. Soon will come an amusing sight to close it all as one might. A warning here among the three. Brace yourself for what you'll see. So this is the countdown. It's a warning because something is coming. What does it mean to be lonely when there's nothing to miss? When we know not of love or a lover's kiss? Why do we long to be such social creatures with all the things that we could do in all of our features? The winter ruins of forgotten temples past, history hidden. And then we close it with a sestina. Time for the volume to now go and enclose, for though some to come as fate now has now chose, while others come late and cry in their woes. But do not panic and be of good cheer, even the late can come and revere, when it may come one day to endear. So to you, who reader, who I long to endear, of the words and all I'll enclose, for all who come the book has now chose. No need to cry for bitter woes. So once again, raise a glass to toast and a cheer. Of the pages, the words will one day revere. When they do in time come to revere of all the things they love and endear, let the echoes show what time will enclose as they pick their life in a way that they chose. And a life behind their pain and their woes, guided to the present to live in good cheer. Yet, yes, to this book I'll leave while I cheer, for there are many more to create and revere. When it's done, for it to be seen to endear on all the things I'll ever write and enclose. The words I've written, the words that I've chose, while also harnessing my own pains and my woes. But it matters more to learn from life's woes, and why it matters when we laugh and we cheer, of a timeless task of legacy that we all revere. To hold it close to our heart and let it endear, as time itself eventually comes to enclose. What matters to me is the life that I chose. Like a sestina for a volume I deliberately chose, with a wistful smile with no melancholic woes. And now with the ninth I can now cheer. Now with the ninth I can now cheer, of the 14 styles done that we can revere, towards myself to further start to endear all the things that my path will enclose. So these last lines to enclose put in place how I chose, through many trials and woes to complete with a smile and cheer. When they then go and revere, let the words go then and endear. And that is volume 9 in 14 different styles, clothed with a sestina. And if that doesn't show you the breadth of my skill, don't worry, future volumes will, if this isn't already enough.